Hello everybody, Carl and Erynn here, and it's mandolin time, and we're going back to 1929. The Stripling Brothers from Alabama, Charlie on the fiddle, Ira on the guitar, Wolves A Howling. A great recording and a great tune. We're going to try it on the old 1921 mandolin and 1927 guitar, Erynn on the gitbox. So here we go with Wolves A Howling. Thank you, Erynn. That's a lovely tune.
My pleasure. It is.
That's fine. So we'll scoot on in here to the mandolin stool and see what we can decipher. It's a three-part tune, you may have noticed, and it's got the form is A, B, C, and goes back to B. And you may have noticed that's got some fun. We have to emulate some of the fiddle's maneuvers, but we'll do our best. They do kind of a plucking part on that C part, but we'll just kind of break down each part for a few minutes. And something that the fiddle does a lot too is a lot of the same notes. So we're doing some of that too, right? So we got the first little phrase. We're in the key of A. So a lot of times you're catching the what I've got in mind too on the little tab that'll come along with this lesson. I've got some chord ideas for you too. So we'll work on the melody, then we'll talk about the chords a little bit, okay? So the melody first starts on the higher strings. You're going to have a little. So we're getting up to that unison on the seventh. So it's 4, 5, slide to 7, work the first string, and you keep that note going, and 4, right? And I'm gonna grab my mandolin string up slightly. There we go. So that first phrase once again. So notice that it's keeping that down up, picking kind of the windshield wiper back and forth, alternate picking. 1, 2, 3, and it starts with a pickup. So it's coming in on that fourth beat. 1, 2, 3, slide, 4. That's the first phrase. We're going to kind of go back to that slide again. Then we have the fiddle does a lot of flutters, and we'll put some of those in. But without the flutters, this phrase will be. So they also go. I don't think we want to do all those, but I think on the tab I might have a little hammer. So we'll do a little flutter in there. So the first half of the first part sounds a little bit like this. Coming in with the pickup. 1, 2, go. And that flutter, that time I did a little, you can pick up, down and up on that, or you can just get it all with one pick. On the mandolin, a lot of times that little last little up pick, a little hard, depends on how fast you're playing, how fast the wolves are making you run if they're chasing you. And I suggest run very fast if that's the case. So that phrase one more time, and then you're going to repeat that. Okay, so here it goes. 1, 2, go. first part, okay? And then go ahead and do it one more time. The A part of Wolves A Howling. 1, 2, go. Repeat. Now here's the B part that gets repeated, and I've got we'll do a little high variation there. I think on the banjo I did something like that too. So you're starting, the fiddle has lower notes than we do. They're in a cross A. So we're just going down to the 6th fret, and it becomes a long, what I call a long reach, 6 to 2. If you're picking that bass, and then the 2nd fret, and then 4 up to a unison, the 7th fret. And fingering is going to vary, expensive if you slide or not, you know. But I'm going to I'll probably use my 2nd finger and my 3rd up there, or a little. And then you get into a nice little Sally Gooden kind of fiddle phrase. Let's see. That's the 2nd phrase, sorry. There we go, that is a Sally Gooden phrase. And I catch that unison again, does it again. It's a different phrase. Then it goes back to the 1st phrase. And then you're back up to the first territory. And that same little flutter or not to flutter. And just on that little phrase, what's your choices? The fiddle does both of them. You could flutter here and not flutter there, or not flutter at all. That's kind of a lot of, and I tend to do maybe one of them or none. So here's the whole first time through the B part. So 1, 2, 3, go. Repeat. Unison. Good flutter there. High strings. And we'll do a high variation there, and I'll go ahead and show you that now, because you could put that in, since you come back to the B part, you might want to just throw it in, not too much, but the same phrases sort of on the high strings. Open, 2, 4, 5. And a shift. Get the 5th fret with your 1st finger and work that 9 and 7. So you got dealing with octave there this time. So climb up the scale, up to A, shift, and again. And then here you have just up to, I would go to that 2nd string there. So I got 9 and keeping my 5 as an anchor. 5, 7, 5, 2nd string, 9, do that long reach. Okay. And then you're going to repeat. Then I would go ahead and scoot back to where we were. Okay, so that's our B part. And let's go ahead and look at the C part, and that's the most fun, especially when you get the fiddle in there, because they're doing this nice little pluck. And the mandolin doesn't work quite as good, so what I think we'll do here is just, you could do harmonics, but I think right now we'll just kind of emulate just with a bar A, 2 and 2 in the bass, hit that as low strings and the high string. They kind of do low, high, high. Then they're into that 1st phrase a little bit. Okay, that's the 1st phrase. We'll try that, the C part. Low, high, high. Phrase 1. Then you have low, same thing again. They're going to do this 3 times in a row with the phrase after. Low, high, high. Then you have that. You could do flutters or not. Then back to low, high, high one more time. 1st phrase. Then they mix it up a little bit. They go high, low, high. And the same. And then you're back to the B part. Okay, so let's just do the C part one more time there. So you got the low, high, high. Sounds like a bad yodeler almost, but or you're trying to say aloha or yodel, I'm not sure. But it's low, high, high. Anyway, regardless. So the C part of Wolves A Howling. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, go. Low, high. B part. lot of times I think they ended on that part. They did a quick little kind of startling ending on the old recording, which is kind of cool. So that's Wolves A Howling. What I'll do is play the whole thing again for you. And I think you'll find it's a lot of fun. And take it, I'm going pretty slow there. And play it whatever speed works for you. Start out slow and speed it up as you go. It's a good thing. And of course, a lot of times the tempo varies from fiddler to fiddler. So be prepared for the Wolves to be moving at a lot of different speeds from different fiddlers there. And they do that nice little plucking thing there with their left hand. So that's a very cool thing. Here we're just doing, I'll give you an alternative there. If you wanted to try something, the harmonic there, the banjo I had doing harmonics, you could go up here. You could try just some harmonics. You got, you could just do the second string and the first string for a low, high, high. 12th fret, you just barely touch it right over the fret and pat it as you pick it. So you can do a low, high, high that way. Then you're going to go high, low, high. Doesn't have a lot of sound up there, but you could do that with a fiddle. That sound nice. So you have just keep the pattern, but the 12th fret harmonic, and practice that, or a little more strength down there. So here's the whole Wolves A Howling, and I think you'll enjoy putting this in your repertoire. Fiddles in cross A usually, but we're in just a regular old standard. But people have tuned their mandolins. I wouldn't recommend tuning it up to cross A, but you could tune it down to cross G and try it that way if you want to get that sound and see what the fingering does with that change. So here we go, Wolves A Howling, nice and easy going tempo. First part. There's the flutters. Let's do that again. I'll do a little less flutter. First part. Here we go. Wolves A Howling. Pretty fun there. The key of A, of course, is a great key for the fiddle of the mandolin. I hope you'll try to pick that mandolin every day if you can. And I hope you enjoy putting Wolves A Howling into your repertoire. Take care.